So today, in this video, we'll be looking at HTML comments. So HTML comment, what it does is that, let me just explain it for you. What HTML comment does is that maybe you are writing code in your, you are writing some programs or some code, and you don't want them to appear in the browser. All you need to do, or you want them to remain on your VS Code. All you need to do is just to comment it out. That particular part you don't want to appear on the browser, you have to comment it out. That's what HTML comment does. So I'm just going to move to my VS Code and show you example. As you can see, I have a dummy text here. I have something here. I have a dummy text here. You can see it. So let me save it. I have saved it and I'm going to view it in my browser now. So this is the text. This is it. Now maybe let's say from this, just this first to lorem ipsum, maybe I don't want it to show. I don't want it to show on this browser, but I still want it to be on my browser here. All I need to do is I'll just have to highlight that part. Once I highlight it, then I'll comment it out. I'm coming. Okay, so maybe I just want to comment out this lorem ipsum. So all I need to do is just to highlight it, then I'll click on, from my keyboard, Ctrl and slash. You can see it. Then I'll save it. You see the color have changed. Then I have saved. Then when I'll go back to my browser, now this is my browser, you can see the lorem ipsum is not there again. So that is basically what comment does in HTML, JavaScript or CSS. You use comment. So but another way to use comment is, let me undo this. Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z. So I have undone it. Another way now is like, maybe for example now I'm writing a code and this everything inside my P element, I want to write something that will make it easier for me to remember it. Maybe even when I'm done, maybe even in the next 5 months, 1 year, or any time, maybe when I come back, I will be able to understand what I did here. All I need to do is I'll just do a commenting, Control and slash. Then I'll write what I'll say. This was used for tutorial. So when I save now, so what it means is that I have this thing here, but it won't appear in my browser. But all I do is all I did here was that it is helping me, or it will help me, that whenever I come back to this code, I'll be able to know what I've done. So that's what comment does in that's another part to use comment. So we are going to check the next one. Let's go back to our, so I would have done HTML colors. Okay, let me just brush through it. Just normal color, like now, normal color in so in HTML we have colors, just like red, orange, white. For example, tomato orange, dodger blue, medium sea green color, gray color, slate blue color, violet color, and the likes. Then there's something as background color. I'm going to skip these things so that when we get to CSS you understand it better. So I'm just going to skip this part. So now I'll go back to, there's what we call RGB. This one is when you want to combine color, maybe a color that doesn't have a name. Now there are color that doesn't have a name, but you want to combine it. So there's what we call RGB and RGBA. What it means is that R means red, G means green, B means blue. Then RGBA means C, red, green, blue. Then A means alpha. That's, you use it to make it light or dim. Let me just rush through it. So there is RGBA colors. As you can see, it's for red, green, and blue. Then this is what you're going to notice is that by default, when you apply RGB, the number you choose for each of these colors is between 0 and 255. When you choose, they say each parameter, red, green, defines the intensity of the color with a value of 0 and this. This means that there are 256, 256, 256 possible colors. It means that you can use these 3 colors to generate this number of color. I think 16, is it 1,607,000 or 16 million this color. With it you can generate these colors. For example, now you can use RGB. When we get to CSS, you now understand how we use it, because I can't use RGB for you for now. So when you say RGBA, this is how you write it. Let me highlight it. This is whenever you want to use the RGBA to make your color, this is how you do it. So RGBA, you choose red. I want red to be much. Depending on your color combination, you can give it different colors, and it will give you the kind of color you want it to appear. Like this one now. This one, red is 255, green is 99, and blue is 71. So you can see the color. I can decide to increase the green too. Can you see as I'm increasing it, the color is changing? So this is the same thing, depending on the number of the color combination you want. If you want red to be more, you can just use your RGBA to do it. But when we get to CSS, you will understand better. There's another one called hex. It does the same thing. You see the same thing. This hex means the same RGBA, like RRGG. This is how it is written. All you need to do is instead of writing RGBA, you just write it starts with hashtag. But this one now, instead of the numbers alone, it has combination of numbers and letters. But with time, later on, what you are going to do is, because you can't learn all these things, like you can't go and be learning how to combine color and all those. So it just depends on what you want. So this is, but I will teach you of an extension called Color Picker, and I'll show you how to use it, so that whenever you see a color you like, you want to use on your project or on your website, you can use the Color Picker to detect the name of that color, or to detect the RGBA of that color, or the hex value of that color. There's another one called HFL, the same thing. You can use the extension to pick the color. What it means is hue, saturation, lightness. That's what HFL means. So when you want to use it, this one it comes in percentage. So the hue 0, the saturation percent 500, depending on how you just want to do it. So in your own leisure time, just come to this website, go through the color and see how the color combination works. So the next one now is HTML CSS. Let me check time. Okay, so in the next video I'm going to be doing HTML link for you. We'll do HTML link, we'll do HTML favicon, and then we'll come to table.